Hi everybody and welcome to an Age of Fantasy battle report. There is a great battle underway. The Ogre King Zor'Kurk has moved from his kingdom in the cold and icy Kharturgo Mountains. Even he is aware that the Necromancer must be stopped. His march will end at the walls of the Necromancer's northern stronghold, and the attack will at least draw the attention away from the true purpose of the allied forces, the attack on the Necromancer himself. The Ogre King's ice-hardened warriors and beast riders will seek to extinguish the demon flames. The ogres will attack from the right side of the battlefield, and the king himself, Zor'Kurk, is a tribe master. He is mounted on a beast. He has Devour, a tough value of 12 plus 1 defense. He's fast. He has Impact plus 4, and he is armed with heavy great weapon and the beast with Tusk attack. With him the king has 3 beast riders, also fast with Impact 4, a tough value of 6, and armed with great weapons and heavy claws. Then we have 3 Iron Warriors with the Stone and Bones ability. They have a tough value of 3 and they are armed with great weapons. Finally, 3 shooters in the destroyed watchtower. They are armed with hand cannons and hand weapons, and they also have a tough value of 3. The Necromancer's demonic forces are led by a flame demon harbinger of war. Has the demon ability Fear 1, Furious, a tough value of 6, the Symbol of War ability, flying and armed with heavy flame, sword, stomp, and war whip. Guarding the castle walls is a unit of skeleton archers. They are undead and they are armed with cursed bows with cursed ammo. In the courtyard of the castle, a unit of bloodhounds, also with the demon ability. They are fast and furious and they have pierce because of their spiked colors, and they are armed with claws. And commanding the forces in the courtyard is a War Master hero. He has a tough value of 3, he's furious, chosen warrior, he has Warning Cry and Dark March, and he's armed with a heavy great weapon. And then we have 2 units of Ogre Warriors. They are Frenzy, and they are armed with 4 dual hand weapons and 1 heavy great weapon. Finally, in ambush reserve, a unit of Blood Warriors, Demon, Furious, and with the Banner of War ability. They are armed with great weapons, and they will not be deployed in the first round. In this battle report, there is a special rule. The ogres can attack the damaged parts of the castle walls. They have a defense of 3 and a tough value of 3. And if the ogres can destroy them, they will be removed, and units on top of the walls will take fallen damage. There are 3 objectives on the battlefield, 1 inside the castle and 1 outside the castle, and then we have 1 objective at the castle gates. An army will earn 1 victory point if they claim the objective closest to their own deployment zone, 2 victory points for the objective at the castle gates, and 3 victory points if they can claim the objective in the enemy's deployment zone. Victory points will be scored at the end of each round, beginning with round 2. So all we have to do now is roll off. The demons will use the flaming orange dice, and the ogres will use the ice cold blue dice, and the ogres will begin round 1. The horn of battle will sound, and the ogres will begin their attack on the stone castle walls. The first beast rider will activate and rush towards the castle. Inside the castle, the hounds can smell the blood already. They will charge through the castle gate towards the oncoming beast rider, and they will attack. First, they have to roll 6s to see if they can pierce the beast rider with their spiked colors, and there will be no hits. Next up, they will attack with their claws. 10 claw attacks, hitting on a roll of 3. Several hits against the beast rider, and some of them are also rolls of 6, and with the furious ability, they will give an extra hit. In the end, there will be a total of 8. The Beast Rider must now defend the AP1 attacks. And it's with a roll of 4. 3 of the attacks are blocked. So that's 5 wounds to the Beast Rider. He's not down, he still has 1 wound left, and he can strike back with 2 attacks with his great weapon and 2 attacks from the Beast Claws. The Bloodhounds will block the great weapon with a roll of 5 and the other ones with rolls of 4, and they will block the claws. That removes 1 Bloodhound. The Beast Rider will take 5 wounds and he will lose the battle. He will have to pass a morale test of 4 and he's good. The Bloodhounds will back off and claim the objective, but that was a brutal attack. Next up, the Ogre Shooters. They will target the Skeleton Guard on the castle walls. They have 9 shots and they will hit on a roll of 4. 6 cannonball-sized bullets will hit the target. There are 5 skeletons on the wall. They have some protection from the wall. Normally they have a defense of 5. The cannons are AP1, so they will still need 5s to block. And they block 3 of the oncoming cannonballs, but there will also be 3 skeletons completely destroyed. And that will bring the unit down to half strength. They will have to pass a morale test and they will fail completely. So now they must roll 2 dice. And a roll of 1 or 2 or 3 will destroy a unit. But they passed that one just fine. 2 skeletons still left to guard the castle walls. The first unit of Ogre Warriors will move across the courtyard and guard the objective. Next up, a second Beast Rider. He will rush to the right side of the battlefield and he will claim the objective closest to the Ogre's deployment zone. The 2 remaining skeletons on the castle wall will target the Beast Rider in front of the gate. If they can't hit him with just 1 hit, they will take him out. They fire with cursed ammo, ignoring any modifiers. They still need a 5 to hit though. And they will hit with both their bow shots. Now the Beast Rider must block with rolls of 3. If he fails just 1, he's dead. But he will make the saves. He will survive for now. The Iron Warriors are slower than the Beast Riders, but they will march steadily towards the castle gate. Then the War Master. He will stay inside the castle, but he will move close enough to use his Dark March ability. A unit within 12 inches, he will be able to command 6 inches more. So he will command the Bloodhounds out to the right side of the castle gate. Another Beast Rider will attack. He will not be able to reach the castle walls, but he will be very close. The second unit of Ogre Warriors have had their way cleared out, so they now can reach the Beast Rider. He already faced 2 attacks. Now a unit of Ogre Warriors will try to bring him down. They attack with dual hand weapons and 1 great weapon. They hit on 3s. And they are frenzy. So a roll of 6 will count as furious, and they will have an additional AP on all their hits. The dual hand weapons are AP nothing, so they will be AP1 now, and the great weapons will be AP4. So let's begin with the great weapons. The Beastmaster must roll 6s, and since he already failed 3 hits, he is completely destroyed and taken down. The proud Beast Rider with the horn is dead. The demon forces will consolidate in front of the gate and the objective. The king himself, Zor'Kurk, will now activate, and revenge is in his eyes. He will charge heavily towards the Ogre Warriors. First, he will roll for his Devour ability. He will need a roll of 6. That one failed. Next, he has 4 impact hits, a roll of 2 or more, and he will succeed with 2 of them. So 2 hits already on the Ogre Warriors. They have a defense of 4, and 1 warrior will be killed by the impact hit. Then Zor'Kurk will attack with his heavy great weapon. 4 attacks, and the beast will attack with 2 tusk attacks. All of the attacks will succeed on a roll of 3. 2 great weapon hits and 1 tusk attack. The tusks are AP 1. So a roll of 5 will save the Ogre Warriors, not in this case. And then the great weapon hits will take rolls of 6 to block. 1 of them is good. In the end, 3 Ogre Warriors will suffer from the Ogre King's attack. That will leave 2, 1 with great weapon and 1 with dual hand weapon. They have already fought, so 1 dual hand weapon will hit with a roll of 6, and the Ogre King will not block the attack. He will take 1 wound. But he will win the battle clearly. He will be forced to withdraw 1 inch, but the remaining warriors must pass a morale test, a roll of 3 or more, and they will be good with a roll of 4. Now the Ogre King has moved close enough for the Harbinger of War demon to reach him with the whip. The whip has a range of 12 inches, and the demon can attack with 4 attacks, and it will hit on a roll of 3. And 1 attack will miss the target. The other 3 will hit the king. It's AP 1, so the Ogre King must block the attacks with a roll of 4. So let's see if he's able to shake off the whip attacks. And that does not look good. 2 of the defense rolls will fail. The whip will strike him twice, and he will take additional wounds. That was the last activation of the first round. The flame demon chose to stay on the castle walls and use the whip to attack instead. And in this first round, there will be no victory points scored. It certainly looks like the demons have an aggressive strategy. They will meet the ogres before they can reach the castle. Let's go to round 2. At the beginning of round 2, the Blood Warriors will ambush the ogres, but the ogres have the first activation. The Blood Warriors have chosen to deploy 12 inches away in the back of the ogre's deployment zone. And it could be a disaster for the ogres if the Blood Warriors can charge them. So the Ogre King will immediately react to the ambush. He will turn his beast around and he will charge the blood demons. First his Devour, and he will not devour anybody. Next up, his 4 impact hits. This time he will hit with 3 attacks. So first, the Blood Warriors must block the 3 impact hits. They have a defense of 4, and they will pass all except for 1. So 1 Blood Warrior is killed by the impact. Next up, the Ogre King will attack with his great weapon and the beast with tusk attacks. The beast will swing wildly but hit nothing but air. But the Ogre King will hit 3 times, and it's AP 4. 2 more demons will be taken out by this attack. That leaves 2 Blood Warriors to fight back. They are furious, they hit with great weapons, and they need force. And they will hit with both attacks. It's AP 3, so the Ogre King must roll 6s. And he will take 2 wounds. But he will win the battle anyway. He took out 3 Blood Warriors and he took 2 wounds himself. He's up to 5 now, almost down to half strength. But the Blood Warriors must face a morale test. They will need a 4 to pass. And they roll a 2. So, having lost the melee battle, they will rout and leave the battlefield immediately. That's a victory for the Ogre King. Now it's up to the Bloodhounds to revenge the Blood Warriors. They will charge the Iron Warriors. First, the spiked colors, no hits. Then the Bloodhounds will attack with claws. 8 claw attacks, and they will hit on a 3, and they are furious. But there will be no 6s, and a lot of missed attacks as well. Only 3 claws will hit the Iron Warriors. With the Stone Bones ability, the Iron Warriors will only need a 3 instead of a 4 to block the attacks, and they will shake off all claw attacks. No claw can penetrate the ogre skin, and instead they will return the attack with 9 great weapon, and 4 of them will hit. That will force the Bloodhounds to roll 6, and the 4 remaining Bloodhounds will fail. They will be wiped out, all of them, by the Iron Warriors. The Ogre shooters have once again loaded their cannons, and this time they target the castle walls. There is a hole already, and if they can smash the remaining wall, they will create a passage for the Beast Riders to go through. Let's see how many hits we have. 5 hits from the cannons. The walls have a defense of 3 and a tough value of 3. They will need 4 because of the AP1 of the cannons. Let's see if the wall can hold. And the wall will block 2 out of the 5 cannon shots, but still 3 will go through, and that's just enough to crush the wall. Debris will fly through the air, but there is a passage now to the courtyard of the castle. Immediately, the Ogre Warriors inside the castle will pass through the flames and smoke, and they will charge the Beast Rider. Once again, the demons are really aggressive, and the Ogre Warriors are frenzy. So they have 8 dual hand weapons and 2 great weapons attack. They will hit on a 3. And that certainly does not look good for the Beast Rider. Only 1 failed attack, and that will be made up for by the furious hit. So almost all the dual hand weapons will hit, and 1 great weapon attack. The Beast Rider will begin with the great weapon hit. That will take a roll of 6. No. Now the dual hand weapons, they usually are AP nothing, but because of frenzy, they are AP 1. That will take a roll of 4 for the Beast Rider to block all those attacks. And wow, what a roll! Only 1 wound. So that will make a total of 2 wounds to the Beast Rider. Incredible! Now, of course, he can fight back. 2 great weapon attacks and 2 heavy claw attacks. They will hit on 4. And he will hit with 3 of those attacks. The Ogre Warriors has a defense of 4, so with AP 1 of the beast attacks, they will need a 5. 1 warrior is out. Now he will have to remove at least 1 more to even this battle. But they will have to roll 6s, and both defense rolls will fail. 2 more Ogre Warriors will be killed, and the Beast Rider will win the battle. And a morale test will decide the fate of the remaining Ogre Warriors, and they will pass. So they will lose, but they will stay in the fight. They will move back and block the way into the castle. But before they can catch their breath, another Beast Rider is coming. And now they will most certainly be removed. First, 4 impact attacks. And all of them will hit. They will need rolls of 4 to block them. And that's another wow defense roll. All the impact hits will be blocked. And the 2 remaining warriors still stand strong. Now the other attacks. And only 1 great weapon attack will hit the warriors. They must come up with a roll of 6 to block that attack, and that does not happen. 1 more warrior down, and the last one has a chance to fight back. He has already fought, so he will need a roll of 6 with his great weapon. And he will hit, and that will... It's not a furious attack, of course, because he's not charging, but he will hit with that 1 attack, and the Beast Rider will not block it. So against all odds, the remaining Ogre Warrior will even this battle. And it will be a tie. The Beast Rider failed to remove the warrior, and he will have to back off. Now it's time for the Harbinger of War to fly down from the castle walls. But before that, once per game it can use the Symbol of War. On a roll of 2, it will hit a target unit with 3 attacks with AP 1. And both Symbol of War attacks hit, so the Iron Warriors will have to block 6 AP 1 hits. And they still have a defense of 3 because of stone bones, and they will fail 1 of the hits. So 1 Iron Warrior will take 1 wound, and then the demon will attack. 2 AP 1 stomp attacks and 3 heavy flame sword attacks, and those attacks are also rending. And the demon is also furious, so the roll of 6 will be doubled, but only the first one will count as a rending hit. And it also has fear, so it's already 1 up in this melee fight. The rending hit will take a roll of 6, so 1 wound to the Iron Warriors. The remaining hits will take rolls of 3. And there will be 1 more wound that is exactly enough to remove 1 Iron Warrior. The 2 remaining Iron Warriors will try the best they can to fight off the demon. They have already fought, so they need 6s, and 2 6s will hit the demon. 2 great weapons, and the Harbinger of War demon will need rolls of at least 5. So it will take 1 wound, and with the fear ability and also most wounds in this battle, the Iron Warriors must pass a morale test. And they will not pass, so they are shaken now. They are not down to half strength, so they stay, but they are shaken. And immediately after, they will activate and remove the shaken condition. The 2 skeleton archers on the wall have a range of 24 inches, so they can fire all the way to the Ogre King. And if they can hit just once with their cursed ammo, they will take him down to half strength. At least that's the plan, but no hits. Still, the Ogre King's warriors have not been able to penetrate the castle walls, so this Beast Rider moves back to secure the objective in own deployment zone. That leaves all the activation left in this round up to the demons, and the War Master will activate first. He will only rush slightly forward, but he will be close enough to use his Dark March ability on the Ogre Warriors, so they will move 6 inches in the direction of the objective. They have 2 choices now. They could go for the Ogre King and potentially take him below half strength, or they could go for the objective. And the demons will play this the strategic way. They will charge towards the objective and charge the Beast Rider, guarding the objective right now. 2 attacks with dual hand weapons and 2 with great weapons, but they will all hit, and one of the great weapon hits will be furious, so another hit here. And that's a total of 5 hits. The Beast Rider is already wounded. Can he survive this? It's crucial that he does, otherwise the ogres will lose the objective. And the defense rolls does not look good. He will take additional wounds. The great weapon certainly wounded him. With 5 wounds out of his tough value of 6, he must block the 2 remaining dual hand weapon attacks now. He will need rolls of 4 because the frenzy will add an additional AP to the hits, and he will fail them both. He will take 2 more wounds, and that is way too much for him. The 2 Ogre Warriors really did great this round. They eliminated the Beast Rider, and they have captured the objective in the Ogre's deployment zone. Another giant has fallen, and that is a disaster for the Ogres. They have not penetrated the castle yet, but the demons have taken control over all 3 objectives on the battlefield. At the end of the second round, the demons will score 6 victory points, the Ogres 0. Round 3. The Ogres fight hard, but they are getting nowhere. The Ogre King now turns around, and he will try to cut the head of the snake. He will charge the demon, and he will hit hard, but he is already heavily wounded. First, his devour. He will have to roll a 6, and this time he will devour 1 wound from the demon. That's a good start. Next up, his impact hits. 4 hits. They will hit with 2 or more, and he will hit with 3 of them this time, but the demon has a tough defense. It will fail 1 of the impact hits though, so another wound. The demon is now down to 3 wounds out of 6. Next, the Ogre King will attack with his great weapon and his beast. All attacks will hit on a roll of 3 or more, and they will all hit. None of them are rending, but the 4 blue heavy great weapon hits are AP 4. We'll begin with the tusk attacks, and the demon will take yet another 2 wounds. That will take it down to 5. And it still faces 4 great weapon attacks. All of them will take 6s. And it will defend 2 of the great weapon hits, but it's still too much. A total of 7 wounds will eliminate the flame demon harbinger of war. It could not resist the powerful charge from the Ogre King, and it will return to the bottomless and hellish pits from where it came. And the king will consolidate and capture the central objective at the gate. The 2 Ogre Warriors that have already caused a lot of havoc will once again charge a Beast Rider. Again, they will attack with 1 dual hand weapon and 1 great weapon, and they will fail 2 attacks, but the other 2 will be furious, so in the end a total of 4 hits. So let's begin with the 2 dual hand weapon hits. A 4 is needed to block, and the Beastman will shake them off. Now the great weapon, that will take 6s. And as expected, that is too much for the Beast Rider. He will take 2 wounds, that will take him to a total of 3. Now he can fight back. 1 hit with the great weapon and 1 hit with heavy claws. And the warriors will begin with the claw attack that will take a roll of 5. And it's a failed defense roll. 1 warrior shredded, and now the great weapon that will take a 6. And that will be the end of this Ogre Warrior Commando group. They will be eliminated in their own charge. 1 lonely warrior is still guarding the blasted hole in the castle wall, but the group of ogre shooters will try to change that. They will advance 6 inches, and then they will target the 1 remaining warrior with 9 cannon shots. They will hit on 4s, and out of the 9 shots, 3 of them will hit the target. They are AP 1, and the warrior will be blasted out of the way as the last remaining member of that group. He's out. He is gone, and so are the flames in the middle of the wall hole. Now the passage is clear. But there are still skeleton archers on the walls, and as usual, they will hit nothing. So now the path is clear for the Beast Rider with the banner. He will ride all the way through the wall inside the courtyard and he will seize the objective in the demon's deployment zone. Finally, the War Master will have to act himself, not just give orders to march. So he will turn around and charge the Beast Rider. He is a chosen warrior, so he will hit with a roll of 2. He's also furious, so rolls of 6 will be doubled. 1 failed hit and 1 furious hit, so a total of 3. And they are all AP 3. The Beast Rider must block at least one of them to survive. That will be difficult though. He will need 6s. And there is 1 roll of 6. He will take 2 wounds, but he will be taken down to 5 out of 6. He is still alive. The War Master was not able to destroy him, so he can fight back now. 2 great weapon attacks and 2 with heavy claws. That's a really bad roll. Only 1 of the claws will hit the War Master and he will defend with a 4. He's not able to do so, so he will take 1 wound, but he will win this battle. The Beast Rider must now pass a morale test with a roll of 4 or more, or he is out. But he will roll a 5. He will stay. The War Master will back off 1 inch, but he will be close enough to contest the objective. The Iron Warriors will move. They have no targets in their charge range, so they will move to the front gates of the castle and secure the objective. That was the last activation of the 3rd round. The Ogres have control over the objective in their own deployment zone and the one at the gates. The 3rd objective is contested by both and no one will score that one. That means at the end of the 3rd round, the demons have 6 points and the ogres 3. Round 4. In this round, the demons will activate first, and the War Master will begin. He will once again charge the Beast Rider, and it's crucial for the ogres that he stays alive. Otherwise, they will most likely lose. But the War Master is a chosen warrior. He will easily hit with 3 hits, and that will take 3 rolls of 6 for the Beast Rider, and he will fail 2 of them. He will go down in honor, but he will leave the objective to the War Master. He is still exposed in the courtyard, and the shooters will, if they advance 6 inches on the other side of the rock and the fallen tree, be able to have the War Master in line of sight. Now is their chance to remove him. 9 shots. They will hit on 4 or more. And this time they are certainly more capable. There will be 6 hits, all of them at the War Master. They are AP 1, and the War Master has a defense of 3. He will have to roll a lot of 4s or more to survive this. Ooh, and what a roll! He will dodge all the cannonballs except for 1. So he will take his 2nd wound, and he will still survive. He will also pass the morale test and continue to claim the objective. Now the skeleton archers will try once again to fire their cursed ammo. And with the same result, the arrows will fly past the Ogre King. And even though the king can activate now, he is too far away to attack or touch the War Master or claim the objective. The ogres will score 2 objectives, but the War Master will score 1 point and secure him the victory 7-6. As reinforcements approach the castle, the Ogre King will withdraw with his surviving warriors. The War Master turned out to be the real challenge, as he kept the courtyard of the castle more or less safe for the entire battle, at least long enough for reinforcements to arrive. The Ogre King still hopes that this distraction will take attention away from the real target of the allied forces, the Necromancer himself. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope you'll join me for future bad reps.